This is a IBC tax return for a Belize offshore corporation. If you notice the top, it says Belize Tax Service IBC annual tax return. If you're thinking about getting a IBC, you might want to think twice in Belize. Now, if you've got one, if you need asset protection and you don't care about the tax issues here, obviously, if you're in the U.S., you're supposed to be reporting this anyway. If you're from a high tax country like Germany, Austria, whatever, that tax is based on worldwide income to its residents, you're going to be filing taxes in your country anyway. But if you've relinquished your citizenship in the U.S. or you've left a high tax country and you've detaxed yourself residency-wise, you might think that you're going to escape the taxes with an IBC. Even if you're in a tax haven, but you won't, okay? Because, and this is one reason I'm saying that you might think twice about setting up an international business company, which is an IBC, unless you just want total asset protection, because Belize does have a statute of limitation period of 0, which is the only country I know of in the world that has a statute of limitation period of 0. But you're going to end up paying a price for that because you're going to have to be paying taxes. Now, if you were an individual and you own the assets, all you would have to do is move to a tax haven or territorial tax system country that doesn't it only taxes income inside the country, or it doesn't tax doesn't have any income taxes inside or outside the country like a pure tax haven. But when you go in these structures, it throws you in a different trap. In fact, this is really a tax trap now. It used to didn't be, but it is now. So if you want to get out of this a tax trap, don't go in, and they're going to be hitting all the IBCs. So you might switch to Nevis. Nevis is doing the same thing. So it doesn't make any difference. And thank the CRS countries, the Common Reporting Standard, for actually enacting this. Now, you can choose to pick countries that aren't part of the Common Reporting Standard, but 4 or 5 years down the road, they could be in the same ball of wax. They could be joining that Common Reporting Standard. But I'm going to go over these rates with you and how they work. And also, if you get a question, if you'll hit the subscribe button, you'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And if you got a question, just shoot it to us. We'll be glad to talk to you and see what we can do to help solve whatever problem you got. And also go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Hit the top bar that says apply with us, fill out the questions, hit that bottom bar that says send back to us. We'll get back with you, see what we can do. This is for people that are making at least $150,000 US dollars a year and have a net worth around 1 million US and up. And be glad to show you how to legally get your taxes to 0. And also how to get a second passport as quick as 2 months. All right, now let's look at this a little bit. You can see it says tax declaration and computation, enter the revenue for the basis year, and compute tax payable. I'm just going to highlight these areas because there have been questions about what is supposed to be taxable with a Belize offshore corporation. And it appears that even if you don't live in Belize and you've got an offshore corporation, they're still hitting the offshore corporation. And they're talking about trade, business, real estate, sale, lubricants is the first one. It's taxed at 1.75%. Now, that's not that much. But you got to remember, you're going to have to be keeping up with all this stuff too. And it does go as high as around 15%. So let's look at the other one. Professional services is 6%. Commissions is 15%, rental is 3%, royalties and dividends 15%, IFSC financial services provider 3%, IFSC financial services provider domestic 6%. Then you got foreign source income, dividends, interest, and royalties 5%. Now this means if you have dividends that are outside that this IBC owns. And remember the next one, it's saying annual net gains, so we're talking about capital gains. Those two that I just mentioned is including, capital gains, dividends, and interest. So, and that's at 5%. And then the next one is financial institutions is 15%. And then you're looking at 12% for financial institutions. And then, of course, if you go down the bottom here, you can see where it says adjustments. Look at this. If you do this wrong and you don't file the return, you're looking at, there's a penalty of 10% per month. That's 120% a year. And then you're looking at, the interest is 1.5% per month. That's around 18% a year. So this is what we're looking at, folks. So if you're thinking about getting an IBC and you want to get your taxes to zero, you're not going to do it with this. Now, you got to weigh, is it worth it to have the asset protection? Because Belize does have good asset protection. It's the best. There's zero statute of limitation, but you got to figure you're going to have to keep up with all this, file the forms, pay the tax, either that or you're going to have to cash out. And let me explain to you one problem with getting offshore corporations. If you haven't done it already, take note of this. If you put real estate in an offshore corporation and then later you want to get it out, most countries will actually make you pay a capital gains tax or stamp duty to switch it from the corporation to your name. Even if there wasn't a sale made, just by transferring it, they're viewing it as a sale. A lot of countries do this. So you need to think twice before you put properties in an IBC, because this is what you can run into, which is a real problem. In fact, in St. Kitts, in Ibcs, that's the way they handle it. If you have property that's owned under a corporation and then you want to pull it out and put it in your name, they're gonna hit you with a stamp duty of 10% of whatever the transfer is. So this is something that you got to think about. And if you transfer it out, there's no sale made, that they'll take an appraisal based on what that property is worth, even if it wasn't sold. So you're going to be taxed just as if it was sold when you didn't sell it. All you do is transfer it from a company's name to your name. Anyway, if you got a question or comment, just put it below. And also, if you go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, hit the top bar where it says apply with us, fill out those questions, hit the bottom bar that says send it to us. We'll get back with you. We deal with a lot of citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries all over the world. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the right of your screen. You'll get new videos automatically as they come out. I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.